What's up guys? Thank you for checking out this Amsterdam Beats tutorial on how to record your rap vocals at home. In this particular video, I will talk about all the studio equipment that you need to make a decent sounding recording. So let's go! My name is Floris and I'm one of the producers at Amsterdam Beats. If you're in the market for high quality hip-hop beats, you might want to check out amsterdambeats.com to see what we offer. So let's dive into this tutorial. The 4 key things that you will need to buy and that I will go over in this tutorial are a microphone, and I will talk about what types there are. We will go over an interface, what it is and what it does. We will talk about DAWs or digital audio workstations. And at last, we will talk about studio monitors. So when you decided that you want to record your own vocals, the first thing that came to mind was probably a microphone. But if you have done your research, you have seen that mics range from about 30 bucks to about 7,000 bucks. So which one to purchase? Well, to start off with, it is good to know that there are roughly 2 types of microphones on the market. On the one hand, you have dynamic microphones or live microphones, and on the other hand, you have condenser microphones or studio microphones. The exact difference between these 2 types of microphones we will go over in another video, so make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, so you don't miss out on this video. For now, it is most important to know that the condenser microphone has a broader frequency pickup range than the dynamic microphone, and therefore the condenser microphone is more suitable as studio microphone, and we will focus on condenser microphones in this tutorial. Unfortunately, when it comes to condenser microphones, price equals quality and quality equals better recording. So does this mean that you have to buy the 7,000 bucks microphone? Well, luckily no, because there are 2 principles that you will have to take into account when shopping for a microphone. The first principle is that your room is the biggest bottleneck. And I mean by this that your room has its own sound that's going to be picked up by your microphone. And I hear you thinking, does my room have a sound? And yes, it does. If you clap your hands, you can hear the reflections coming back from all the walls. I don't know if you can hear it, but we can try. I'm not sure how that sounds on camera, but for me, when I'm clapping my hands, I hear like a small echo coming after the clap. So maybe you want to try it for yourself in your room and hear how the reflections sound. So to prove to you that your room has its own unique sound, try doing the same in a church, for example, or your bathroom. And you will notice that the clap sounds completely different. And this is because the reflections are acting differently in a church and in a bathroom than in the room you're in right now. And this is because the church is a lot bigger and is built with different materials, and also the bathroom is built with different materials. And these reflections coming back we call reverb and delay. And reverb and delay we use in the mixing process as effects on your vocal. But you can imagine if you record in a room that has a lot of reverb, you will never get rid of this reverb. So maybe if you've ever been in a professional recording studio, you have noticed that there are almost no reflections at all in there. And this is because the professional recording studio is treated to have as less reflections as possible, so they have full control over how much reverb and delay they are going to add in the mixing process. So assuming your room isn't acoustically optimized and you're building a home studio, just as I have, there's absolutely no point in buying that 7,000 euros or dollars microphone, because at one point it will only pick up the reflections of your room and you will not achieve a better mix than you can do with probably a $300 or $400 or euro microphone. So the second principle is the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule was taught to me by my dad. I'm not sure if he invented it or heard it somewhere or whatever, but it's proven to be right every time. And basically this rule says that when you have a top-notch product in the market for the highest price in the market, you can get 80% of the quality for 20% of the price. So when you want to have the last 20% of the quality, you will pay 5 times as much, namely the other 80% of the price. So in my opinion, if you don't have unlimited money, go with the 80%, because in most cases it's sufficient enough and saving money is always a good thing. And if you don't believe me, check it out yourself, because this rule works for sports cars, regular cars, services and also for microphones. So keeping these principles in mind, I've selected 3 microphones that I think are great to begin with. The first one is the Røde NT1-A. The Røde NT1-A is a great sounding beginner mic that offers great value for money. This is mostly because Røde offers a complete beginner's package for only 189 euros with all the microphone accessories you will need. The microphone itself, a shock mount, which I will explain later, a pop filter, which I also will explain later, and a 6 meters or 20 feet microphone cable. Music Store Germany even offers a package that includes the microphone stand as well, so this might be interesting if you are living in Europe. The second microphone on the list is the MXL 990. Personally, I don't have any experience with this microphone, but I have heard that it absolutely delivers as a beginner microphone. As the frequency pickup ranges from about 30 Hz to about 20,000 Hz, you can capture anything you want. This microphone is also great for acoustic instrument and podcasts. With only 99 euros, it doesn't break the bank and it even comes with a shock mount. Keep in mind though that this microphone, in contrast to the Røde NT1-A, doesn't come with either a pop filter or a microphone cable, so you need to buy these as well. Third on the list is the Samson C01, and this microphone I would recommend if you're really on a budget. This was my first home studio microphone, and it does the job, but you can definitely hear the quality difference between this microphone and the Røde NT1-A, for example. However, with a price of only 50 euros, it's an absolute steal. Samson also offers a CO3 and a CO7 version, but I would personally not consider buying them as they are of the same price range as the other microphones in this video. However, 50 euros sounds really cheap. This microphone does not come with a shock mount, pop filter, microphone cable or microphone stand, so keep in mind that you have to save some money to buy these things as well. So as I've mentioned already a couple of times, there are some accessories that you will definitely need with your microphone. To start off with, you will definitely need a microphone cable, better known as an XLR cable, and a microphone stand. On top of that, you will need to have a pop filter. This is a filter that you place in front of your microphone and that prevents the air that comes out of your mouth from blowing into the microphone and creating a pop sound. Lastly, there's the shock mount, which is a bit optional in my opinion. A shock mount prevents vibrations from being picked up by the microphone. But in my opinion, if your shock mount doesn't come with the microphone and you don't walk around a lot during the recording or live next to a busy street or railway station, I think you can invest your money better. So once the audio signal is picked up by the microphone, you need it to end up in your computer. And this is where an interface comes in. An interface basically converts the audio signal into a readable digital signal for your computer. But this is not the only thing an interface does, because it also converts the digital signal back into an audio signal and sending it either to your speakers or to your headphones. And this is really important when you're recording vocals. As you can probably imagine, when recording vocals, you don't want the beat or the music or whatever you call it to come out of the speakers, but you want it to come out of your headphones instead. This is because when it comes out of the speakers, it's being picked up by the microphone again, and this creates a loop that sounds really weird within the recording. So make sure that when you're recording vocals, everything is played through your headphones and not through your speakers. Buying an interface is pretty straightforward. If you just want to record your vocals, you don't need to worry about the amount of inputs an interface has. Just check the connections to see if they're compatible with your computer. Typically, interfaces have either a USB-A or USB-C connection, but sometimes when you buy an older interface, they have a FireWire connection, and the newer laptops don't have this connection anymore. If you ask my opinion, then Focusrite makes really great interfaces that don't require you to sell a kidney. I highly recommend the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, which only costs 109 euros. However, before deciding what audio interface you want, hear me out about DAWs. Your DAW, DAW or Digital Audio Workstation, is the software that you will need on your computer to record and mix your vocals in. Some popular ones are Logic, Ableton, Cubase, Fruity Loops or FL Studio, and Presonus Studio One. Basically, every DAW does the same, but they all have a slightly different workflow, so it's up to you what you prefer. Personally, I'm using Presonus Studio One to record in, and I'm using Fruity Loops to make my beats in. But as I said, this is strictly personal. DAWs can be quite expensive. But if you just want to record your vocals and don't need all the producing options, for example, they come in cheaper packages. And there is more good news, because these cheaper packages are given away for free by interface manufacturers. So I once bought a PreSonus interface and they gave me PreSonus Studio One Artist for free. And I know for a fact that the Focusrite Scarlett Solo I was just talking about comes with Ableton Lite. So this might be something you need to check out before buying the interface. Alright, let's talk about studio monitors. You might didn't know that your regular computer speakers were designed to present the sound to you in the most nicest way possible. And this is awesome when you're gaming or listening to music in your free time, but it absolutely sucks when you're mixing, because you cannot hear what the music actually sounds like. So therefore studio monitors were designed, and they present the sound to you without any coloring, so you can hear exactly what you are doing and what your end result will look like. And then, when you play it over regular computer speakers, it will sound even better. If you're on a budget and you don't want to invest in monitor speakers right away, or you don't want to get involved in the mixing process, which can be quite difficult, we can do it for you. Just visit our website www.amsterdambeats.com to find out how we can help you. If you decide that you do want to invest in monitor speakers, you need to think about the size you will need. Don't overpower your speakers for the room you're in. Basically, if you're in a bedroom-sized room, 5-inch speakers is more than enough. Going bigger may result in that you're not able to drive your speakers to the point where they actually sound good, and your neighbors will absolutely hate you. However, going bigger means more bass representation, because the bigger the speaker, the more bass it produces. And this is also why at festivals or in your car, the subwoofers are the big speakers, and for the high notes you have very small speakers or tweeters. So the bottom line is, if you're in a large room and don't have any neighbors, go big. But in any other situation, I would say 5-inch is more than enough. It's really difficult to advise you about monitor speakers, because there are so many on the market and each brand has its own unique sound, and whether you like brand A or brand B, you have to find out for yourself. So I would suggest go to a music store and listen to the studio monitors they have to find out what brand you prefer. Personally, I'm using the KRK Rocket 5-inch version. And you might have seen the iconic yellow cones behind me before, because they are sold all over the world and are super popular. They cost about 150 euros a piece, and beware that you need 2 of them, one left and one right speaker, and you will also need a set of cables. This being either 1/4-inch jack cables or XLR cables, depending on your interface. So make sure to check this before buying the cables. KRK also offers a 6-inch version, a 7-inch version and an 8-inch version. Alright guys, that was it for this video. If you think it was helpful, please leave a like, and you might want to consider subscribing to the Amsterdam Beats YouTube channel, as we're doing a lot of other tutorials and tips and tricks about the industry in the future. If you think I've missed something, leave a comment so I can include it in the next video, and I hope to see you there.